A loophole refers to a gap or ambiguity in a law, contract, or set of rules that allows individuals or entities to exploit it for their advantage, often in a way that was unintended or contrary to the spirit of the law or agreement. Loopholes can emerge due to oversights, changing circumstances, or the complexity of legal or regulatory systems. Exploiting loopholes can lead to legal or ethical concerns and may result in unfair advantages or unintended consequences. Loopholes can be found in various domains, including taxation, finance, employment, and contract law. One common example is tax loopholes, where individuals or businesses exploit gaps in tax codes to minimize their tax liabilities. These loopholes may involve complex structures, offshore accounts, or exploiting inconsistencies in tax laws to reduce taxable income or shift profits to jurisdictions with lower tax rates. While some tax planning may be legitimate, aggressive exploitation of loopholes can result in tax evasion or avoidance, leading to revenue losses for governments and inequality in the distribution of tax burdens. In the financial sector, loopholes can arise from regulatory gaps or inadequate oversight, allowing institutions to engage in risky or unethical practices. The 2008 global financial crisis highlighted how certain financial products, such as mortgage-backed securities, exploited regulatory loopholes, ultimately leading to the collapse of major financial institutions. The crisis prompted calls for stricter regulations and the closure of loopholes to prevent similar systemic failures. Loopholes can also be found in employment and labor laws. Some employers may exploit loopholes in wage and hour regulations to classify workers as independent contractors instead of employees, denying them certain benefits and protections. This practice can lead to labor exploitation, wage theft, and a lack of job security for vulnerable workers. Governments and labor advocacy groups often strive to close these loopholes and ensure fair treatment and rights for workers. The existence of loopholes poses challenges for lawmakers and regulators. Crafting comprehensive and watertight legislation is a complex task, as new circumstances and creative tactics can always emerge. Closing loopholes often requires continuous monitoring, revising regulations, and staying one step ahead of those seeking to exploit them. Addressing loopholes requires a combination of legal reforms, effective enforcement mechanisms, and transparency. Governments and regulatory bodies need to collaborate closely with experts, stakeholders, and affected parties to identify and address potential loopholes. Additionally, public awareness and engagement are crucial in holding lawmakers and institutions accountable for creating and maintaining fair and just legal frameworks. In conclusion, loopholes represent gaps or ambiguities in laws or agreements that can be exploited for personal or organizational advantage. They can be found in various domains and have the potential to undermine the intended outcomes of regulations or contracts. Addressing and closing loopholes requires a comprehensive and proactive approach from lawmakers, regulators, and the public to ensure fairness, accountability, and the proper functioning of legal systems.